evaluated in 2014, and it is intended that a national program be rolled out between 2015 and 2020.
Question number 12, Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister for Climate Change Issues, has he received any advice on the impact on New Zealand trade resulting from his decision not to sign up to the second commitment period under the Kyoto Protocol? If so, what was it?
The Honourable Tim
Mr. Speaker, no, as Minister of Climate Change, I've not received any advice, but I have, Mr. Speaker, taken the precaution of asking the Minister of Trade. This is a politically seamless government, and the Minister of Trade assures me that while he's received a torrent of speculation on this matter, not a single piece of evidence exists to support this political fantasy.
Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Having the Minister explore his eternal circular logic between his ministerial brains, does he agree with his Prime Minister, John Key, who once said, quote, "New Zealand must take credible steps to reduce greenhouse gas emissions or risk becoming a trading pariah"? And does his action risk making us that pariah?
The Honourable Tim Gross.
Well, I absolutely agree with the Prime Minister. I'm not quite sure of the context of the remarks, but as it's stated, absolutely agree. And I think it's very important that the House recognises the enormous progress New Zealand has made in being the most carbon-efficient agricultural country in the world, which is why, Mr. Speaker, the Mail, focusing on this lovely picture of a Romney sheep and its spring lamb, has urged the British middle class to descend like the proverbial wolf on the fold to consume it in order to save the planet.
Dr. Kennedy Graham. Order. I want to hear Dr. Kennedy Graham. Order. Order. Order, I must say to both sides. Please, I want to hear Dr. Kennedy Graham's question.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Returning to the serious plane of analysis, how many jobs and trade opportunities could be created from investing the $1 billion taxpayer-subsidised pollution under the ETS in R&D investment and other job-rich initiatives?
The Honourable Tim Grosser.
Well, I have no idea what set of statistics the member has in mind. What I know is this, that we could certainly destroy a great deal of jobs if we loaded on costs onto households and businesses in the naive belief that somehow this would make a large material difference to this issue.
Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Can the Minister explain to the House why the UN Secretary-General, Ban Ki-moon, issued a statement congratulating Australia's Prime Minister for her leadership in signing up to a second commitment period, but remained silent on New Zealand's decision not to do so?
The Honourable Tim Grosser.
Mr. Speaker, no, I haven't been in touch recently with the Secretary-General.
Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Point of order.
Point of order, Dr. Kennedy Graham. Order. A point of order has been called. Order.
The question. Point of order.
Kennedy Graham.
The question was not answered. It isn't whether he has been in touch, it's whether he can explain the Secretary-General's silence.
Well, I think in fairness, the Minister said that he can't because he hasn't been in touch with the Secretary-General. I guess to understand what the Secretary-General's on about, he probably would have had to. I mean, that's one possible. It's not an unreasonable answer. Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Point of order. I just seek leave to table some documents, Mr. Speaker.
Leave is sought to table. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Dr. Kennedy Graham. Point of order.
Seek leave to table some documents that will help the Minister. The press release from the United Nations dated 10 November explaining the Secretary-General's congratulations to Australia for its decision.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. Dr. Kennedy Graham. Point of order.
A Radio New Zealand release.
No. Not local press releases. Dr. Kennedy Graham.
Press release from the Sustainability Council. Press release.
No. The member does have further supplementaries, though, should he wish to use them. I beg your pardon. No, he doesn't. I beg your pardon. My counting was wrong. I beg your pardon. And that brings to a close questions for oral answer today. Honourable members, I have received